Good evening, all. Hope I'm audible to you all. You can just write it down in the chat box. Perfect. So we'll be continuing in some time, 2 or 5 minutes. Okay, so let's continue. Hope I'm audible to you all. Can you just post one yes in the chat box? Am I audible to you all? Only two people can hear me, Mr. Nipendra and Parth. Okay, anyways, let's continue. So before starting, let me give you an introduction about what we'll be discussing today. So basically, today's class will be more of a practical aspect about market. Like if you really want to jump into the market, or if you are planning to invest something out of your money in the market, so we'll discuss about that today. So basically what happens is there are two important types of analysis that works in stock market. So the one is fundamental analysis and the other one is technical analysis. And today we'll discuss more about technical analysis. Fundamental analysis is concerned with analyzing the sheets of the company, as you have heard about it, like top to down approach. So what does top to bottom approach suggests you? First you need to analyze the economy, then you will analyze the industry, then you move down to company, and finally the financials of the company. So that's how fundamental analysis works. Fundamental is a very great way to start with, but along with that there is one more interesting way to dive into the market, that is known as technical analysis. So before starting, let me give you a quick introduction of myself. So basically, this is Rishabh Prem Prakashi. I just started into stock markets 10 years before. So what made me do all this? Basically, if I talk about 10 years back, people used to think stock market is gambling. After 2020, people got active and now they think of it as a career and all the things are well now. But when I entered, things were not so well. So what made me enter? So basically, at that time, I still remember I was reading in a book about an IPO. So what all things were written over there, like 90% subscription is must. If a company wants to, raise money out of market, so they come out with a IPO. So what happens is there was written like company needs 90% subscription rate, how company files for an IPO. But what I felt is there are two type of people, there are two parties that are participating in the market. So the one is company, yeah, right Parth. So the one is company and the other one is investor. And in the books, I feel everything is written with the point of view of company. So what books suggest us, they basically tell us like if company wants to go for an IPO, they need to have these things. But I feel at start we are a investor, we are not a company. So today we'll understand everything with the point of view of an investor. Because whenever you want to learn something new, have in mind what you can be. Can you be a company or is it easy for you to be an investor? I feel being an investor is more easy choice, and that's a good choice. If any choice makes you money, then it's a good choice. So I basically give green signal to things based on if it is giving me some sort of money or not. Obviously, emotions are the part of it, but most of my financial decisions are based out of this thing, like it will give me profit in the longer run or not. So today we'll discuss everything with the point of view of an investor, because what we can become in this market is an investor. So if you really want to start your journey based on technical analysis, like I'm well aware you already started your journey 9 or 10 days back and you learned so many things about the market, but today we'll cover market with a different aspect, and that different aspect is technical analysis. So I spoke this word almost I feel till now 10 times, technical analysis, technical analysis. So some of you might be thinking what exactly is technical analysis. So let me tell you, technical analysis is simply the language of market. And if you know the real language of market, then it would be easy for you to analyze market. Say for example, if you move to a new country, say for example, if you relocate to Europe, and the first thing that you'll face over there would be the language barrier. If you don't know the language, then you'll not be able to communicate to anyone, and you'll feel, surrounded by so many people, but you can't talk to them. Why? Because you don't know the language of that particular economy or where you have been relocated. So today we'll be discussing more of the technical aspect of market. And what is technical analysis basically? So technical analysis is language of market. So let me show you something before discussing more about technical analysis. Let me share you my screen. Hope my screen has been shared to you all. Type yes in the chat box. So whenever we discuss about stock market, so the most important thing that people consider or take interest in, just a while, let me share it again. If someone come up to me and ask me कि सर आज market कैसा चल रहा है, so basically what I do is I just basically jump to Nifty 50, analyze like it's going up or it's going down. Based on that, I tell them how market is performing. Let me show you. There is a website where you can check the prices of Nifty 50 in detail. That is NSE India. Okay. So I have opened a new tab of NSE India. Is it visible to you all? If it is visible, you don't need to write yes this time. You need to write the price of Nifty 50. If my screen is visible to you all, you need to write the price of Nifty 50 in the chat box. What's the price of Nifty 50 on the screen? Some are thinking there is a catch in writing also. Yes, it means you are able to see the screen. So the price of the Nifty is 24,435, and what's written just below to that, minus 35. So today's market was somehow little down, and we call it as bearish market. So there are two common terminologies in market. One is bullish and the one is bearish. Bears heads are generally down. Generally bears को देखा है आपने, उनका सर हमेशा क्या होता है, नीचे. So when market is down, we call it as bearish market. And what does bull do? Bull ना उठा के फेंकता है, किसी को भी फेंकता है तो. So it, जब भी market ऊपर होता है, we call it as bullish market. Bullish and bearish. So what was today's market? Bearish market. Okay. So let's get back to Nifty 50. So Nifty 50 tells you, it gives you an idea about market, that how market is performing, how market is going on. Based on this, you can decide like market is performing well today or no. So you need to know about this. If you really want to know about chart, if you need to learn about charts, first you need to know the basics of the market. And one of the very basic terminology of the market is Nifty 50. You need to know this. So basically, if you want to track the market, see, that's a basic definition that you gave me, sir. It's the basket of 50 stocks. Yes, that's a right definition. That's not a wrong definition. But how it is useful to us? Always think of a use case. So how it is useful to me? It provides me the idea about performance of the market. So you need to keep in mind, Nifty is basically something that can give me the idea about the market, how market is performing or how market is doing. So basically, if you need to go further in the market or you need to analyze about the market, so you can use a tool that is Trading View. What's the tool? Trading View. Trading View, basically, if you want to, analyze market based on technical analysis, so Trading View is a must tool you have knowledge about. You need to have knowledge about Trading View. Just a while, let me move forward. Okay. So let's continue. How Trading View works. Simply, I wrote Nifty and it opened a chart for me of Nifty. So now, as I told you, so yes, sort of. We'll learn about charts as well. Charts are the part of today's class only. So as I told you, when I started with one thing that got my interest in the market is IPO. But asked for premium, which is pretty expensive. No, you don't need to buy premium of TradingView, Unnati. You can use the free version. If you are a beginner in the market, you don't need a premium version. If you are a pro in technical analysis, you know all the tools, then only premium is useful to you. Otherwise, no premium. You can just put your mail ID and you log in into it. Then it will not ask you for the premium version. Okay. And there is one more website like this where you can watch charts. That is investing.com. Other than that, if you are much interested into market, you have your demat account in the market, then you can view these charts freely. TradingView has a tie-up with most of the brokers. Okay. Yes. You actually got the point because you are not logged in. Even it's asking me for the premium because I'm not logged in with this device. So it will not ask you once you log in. Okay. So let's continue. So as I told you, price speaks so much about a stock. So you need to learn what price is telling you. And the knowledge of price, you need to observe the actions of price. See, there are two things. The first thing you can do is observe what I'm saying. And the second thing you can do is observe my actions. But in today's class, you don't need to observe my actions. You only need to listen, like what I'm actually telling you. But in market will not communicate to you like this, how I am communicating to you. So in market, you need to study the action of price. So basically, the actual definition of technical analysis is analyzing price action. We'll analyze the action of price. Based on that, we can predict the market, we can analyze the market and have a pretty much well conviction that where market will head in the future. See, everyone wants to know one thing. Let me tell you one thing. If I tell you, you can learn about stock market very well, but after learning, you will not be able to make money out of stock market. So will it be useful to you? Obviously not. You can write yes or no. If I tell you one thing, like I'll teach you all the things about stock market, everything about technical analysis tools, but after that, making money would not be possible. So will you take interest into all this? Obviously not. But if I tell you the end of learning all these things will make you money, then what will be your reaction? Yeah, definitely we need to learn this. See, whatever we are doing, we always say like I'm doing this for my passion. But always there is a lie behind that. Everything is linked to money. If someone tells you you can follow your passion, but you will not be getting any money in the longer run, someday you'll get exhausted. You'll leave your passion and you'll start living a normal life. So what I'm telling you, basically, I come from a background where, I was born and brought up in a business family. So my interest in stock market was somehow related to analyzing business as well, because stock market is all about business. Stock market is full of businesses. Say, for example, if you like any business, any sort of business in the market, and if you want to be the part owner of that business, you can come into stock market and buy the share of that business. If I talk about markets, say, for example, if I talk about automobile industry, so what happens is earlier there were diesel cars. There were more of diesel cars on the roads. Nowadays, there is new trend that are EV cars. So what do you feel? Which company is doing more of the EV sales nowadays? Can you name some of the companies who are doing good sales in EV cars, electronic vehicles? Can you name any one or two companies in the chat box? I feel there are many people in the class, but only one or two are writing down. You can be wrong. Nothing like that. Don't be shy in giving wrong answers. See, if you'll give wrong answer, then only I can correct you, no? So you can type whatever you feel. You see, Okay, so someone wrote Ola, Rista. Okay. What about in four-wheeler segment? If I asked about like these are two-wheelers, most of these companies supply two-wheelers in the market. What if I ask about cars, EV cars? Which companies are which companies car are more visible on the road? MG, Winfirst, Tata, EV, Mahindra. Okay, so let me tell you, if I talk, yeah, Tata, right? Unnati, Parth, MG, Winfirst, yeah, right, perfect. So basically, Mahindra is doing very well in EV segment nowadays. If I talk about Mahindra, they are actually doing very good in EV segment. People are having a good reviews about their cars. Other than that, Tata is also competing with Mintra. Oh, Tata is also competing with not Mintra, Mahindra. So basically, let me tell you about that. If you like Mahindra, can you open one more Mahindra? And will you be able to compete Mahindra? Obviously not. So rather than opening one Mahindra, you can be the part owner of Mahindra. Simply, I just wrote Mahindra. One share price will cost me 3403. If I need to buy the Mahindra share today, how much it will cost me? 3403 rupees. So it will cost me 3403 and I'll be the part owner of Mahindra. And whenever some of your friend buys that vehicle, there will be demand for Mahindra vehicles. Mahindra stock will go up. So rather than opening one more Mahindra, one more company like Mahindra, I would be more convinced to be the part of Mahindra Group or can be the, if I have the opportunity to be the shareholder of Mahindra, then why I should not? You know, people give their life to just get a job in Mahindra, and I am getting an opportunity to be a part owner of Mahindra, then why not? I'll definitely love to be the part of Mahindra. But what happens is everything falls down when stock price goes down after you buy the stock. Every emotion goes out. See, I'm very positive about Mahindra right now. But if I buy this stock at the price of 3403, and if it comes down to 3000, at that point, I'll feel there is no bad company compared to Mahindra. So, buying and selling is concerned with watching the price first, having a look over the price action of the company, how price is reacting in the market. If it's reacting well, then only we'll show the interest in the company. If it's not reacting well for that particular time, then we'll not be that much interested in that company to invest our money into. So what I'm trying to tell you, it's very easy to analyze any company, but you need to have an idea about technical analysis. And see, technical analysis is not something we can cover in 2 sessions, but you can get an idea about technical analysis and you can apply it to some of the shares. I can surely say I'll make you that much aware about technical analysis, or I can give you that much skills in these 2 days that you can do basic technical analysis of any stock. Let me tell you, there are two types of doctors in the market. One type one doctors are when you just visit them and you tell them I'm suffering with this particular disease. So the first thing they do is they'll tell you, they'll write 4 or 5 tests and they'll tell you to get tested and then come up with the reports. Then they'll give you some sort of medicine. And the type 2 doctors are like, you just tell them your disease or what are you suffering with. They'll directly suggest you some medicines. So what type of doctors you like? What type of doctors you like? You like someone who writes tests, who just give you recommendation to get yourself test first? Or you like the doctor who just directly gives you medicines? What sort of doctors you like? You can. It is based on the disease. Okay. It's just a viral. It's not a big disease. Don't get worried about the disease. It's just a simple question. What kind of doctors you like? Because I know I have a data about the mentality of people. I have means normal virals or direct medicine. Okay, perfect. So let me tell you a fact. India is the only country where doctors can directly give you medicines without even diagnosing the actual disease. And we also like the doctors जो directly ना हमको एक medicine देते हैं और हम बड़े खुश हो जाते हैं यार इनसे better तो कोई भी है ही नहीं. But let me tell you one bad thing about that. If they are giving you direct medicines, so they are just testing that medicine on you. If after 3 days you are not getting a relief, then they'll change those medicines. So they are just doing a hit and trial on your body. And you know very well, every salt, every medicine affect your body organs. So rather than going to a doctor who directly gives medicine, I would prefer the doctor who diagnoses first. But in India, most of the people are like they get their tests done और अगर सब सही आ गया गलती से कि सारे टेस्ट नॉर्मल है सो मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल फील लाइक कि पैसा खराब हो गया राइट कि हमने सारे टेस्ट भी कराए और सारी रिपोर्ट्स क्या है नॉर्मल है बट आई फील वो पैसा खराब नहीं हुआ that's something you should celebrate or you should get happy about कि आपको कुछ भी नहीं है you are living a healthy life but what we feel is कि पैसा खराब हो गया क्योंकि हमारी रिपोर्ट्स में कुछ भी नहीं आया. So the best doctor is one who diagnoses first. Best doctor is the one who diagnoses first and then give you the medicine. Like you can take this medicine and you can continue your things and just follow my advice for a few days. You will be all fine. I like those kind of doctors. So let me tell you, if you want to do, if anyone comes up to you with a stock or you want to invest in any stock, please do some due diligence. And there are two parts of doing a due diligence. One is fundamental. I feel you had a good understanding of it till now. You read, you learned about analyzing statements in the classes earlier. Right now, I'm telling you the different method, that is technical analysis, that is concerned more with the price. So if someone randomly comes up to me with any stock and asks me, sir, ye kaisa hai? I should invest in this company. Or someone randomly comes up to me and asks, sir, I should invest in market or not. So if someone is talking about the market, my first pick would be Nifty 50. I'll analyze market with the help of Nifty 50 because this is the instrument. Same way, if someone wants to measure the fever, they'll use thermometer. So same way, if I want to measure the market, I'll use Nifty 50. And based on this, I'll tell someone that it is the right time to invest or no. So let me open the chart of Nifty 50. So there are different time frames where you can watch the charts. So I am opening a time frame. See, higher the time frame, more accurate is the analysis. So I am just opening a monthly chart of the Nifty. Okay. So in monthly chart, if I draw two horizontal lines, one is this line. Let me draw some lines on this chart. Just a second. Okay, so here is the chart of Nifty. Can you all see this chart? Just a second. Okay. So can you see this chart on the right hand side in the black box? You need to observe one thing. Only focus on the price. Can you tell me on the right side, there is the price of Nifty in the black box. Can you tell me what's the price? 20. Can you just write it down in the comment chat box? What's the price of the Nifty on the right hand side? And date as well on the downside. You can observe date as well on the downside. Can you see one date on the downside? in the black box. Okay. Okay, so the price is 22,293. Sir, black box, no date, wait. In the bottom, it's written over there, Monday 2 March 2026. If you are able to see that, type yes. 2 March 2026. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So on 2nd March, what was the price of Nifty? 22,383. Somewhere around 22,300. Euro 293, somewhere around that. Right now, the price is in the purple box. I'm not very well with colors. I'm not that sort of person who knows every color because there are so many new colors in the market. So you can say the price was 24,435, right? Right now. It's the current market price of Nifty. Earlier, the price was on 2nd March. And where we are sitting? 8th August. So March to April, April to May, May to June, June to July, and July to August. In 5 months, from 22,216, Nifty went up to 24,400. How many points up? Almost 2,200 points up. So how much is the movement of Nifty in past 5 months? Almost 10%. Now let me tell you how to read this language. Why Nifty went up from this price? There is always some sort of reason. Whenever price goes up or goes down, there is always a reason behind. And let me tell you the clear reason. Can you state the price on 1st Feb 2025? Wait, let me put my cursor on the exact price. Can you write down the price which was there on 1st Feb 2025? In the black box, what's the price? $22,309. Perfect. Okay. Now let me show you something. Just a second. Keep in mind all the two prices. Open the chat box. You can also open the chat box and just observe the two prices you wrote. Are they similar to each other? Are they similar to each other? The two prices you wrote on the different dates, are they similar to each other? Yes or no? The two prices you wrote in the chat box. So the first price you wrote was 22,293 and the price you wrote now is 22,309. Both the prices are nearby, 22,309 and 22,293. Are the prices nearby? Yes or no? 22,309, that's the price. Okay. And what was the price on 2nd March? Somehow. Okay, perfect. See, what happens is the price of this particular script is 24,435. So 0.1% of this price is 24 rupees. So if there is not even a 0.1%, that's a negligible difference. So you can consider that price as same price because technical analysis runs on very basic assumption, that is history repeats itself. What's the assumption of technical analysis? If you really want to learn technical analysis, you need to keep in mind some of the assumptions of technical analysis. So today we'll discuss about one or two assumptions. So the very first assumption based on which technical analysis runs is history repeats itself. If you want, you can write it down somewhere. That's the number one assumption you need to keep in mind whenever you are performing a technical analysis for any of the stock. So the first assumption of technical analysis is history repeats itself. If I ask you all, जितने भी लोग class का part है, if I ask you all, What are the months, पूरे साल में ऐसे कौन से महीने होते हैं जिनमें बहुत ज्यादा ठंड होती है? विंटर सीजन. I'm asking about winter season. What are the months when you can expect winters in India? You can write it down in the chat box. Somehow January, December. Achha, not in number part. I'm asking about the month. Jan, December. अभी थोड़ा लेट शिफ्ट हो गया. Earlier winter used to start in October, November, but now winter starts in January, December, January, and sometimes in February as well. So how you got to know about this? How you got an idea about this? Based on the history. Because historically you have seen winter season is somehow around December or January. Everything runs based on history. Was that a very big task for you to analyze like what will be the months? You had an idea about it, right? Same way, if I am into market, someone can ask me midnight what market will do tomorrow. So the first thing I'll ask them, what's the price now? And based on the price, I can predict something. So how I can predict? Because I have in my mind some historical prices, but you can't keep all those historical prices in mind. So chart helps you to analyze all the historic prices, and based on that, you can predict what will happen next in the market. Just after rainy season, which season comes? Just after rainy season, you can expect winters to come, right? So if someone tells me, sir, when will winters come? So I'll ask, I can ask them, like, what's the season right now? If they tell me, like, sir, there is a good rainfall. So I'll tell them, in your country, after 1 or 2 months, there will be rain. So some will think of me like astro, sir ko to sab pata hai. Mujhe kuch nahi pata. I only did this prediction based on history. Every astro goes on this. Acha, I'm not telling you कि astro में believe नहीं करना है, करते हो, that's your choice. I am just telling you how things go on. This is the basic fundamental of market. This is the basic fundamental rule of technical analysis you have to keep in mind. History repeats itself. So let me ask you one thing. When Nifty was at 22,300 on 1st Feb 2025, after this point, Nifty went up or down? You can write it down in the chat box. Once again, I'll not let you sleep today. Not at all. So you need to write down everything. After this point, where does the market move? Up or down? Simply write up or down. After 1st Feb 2025, market went up from this level or down from this level? Up. Anyone else want to tell? After this point, Nifty went up or moved down? Rallied up or gone down? That's a very simple question, I feel. Okay. Anyways, some people wrote up. Yes. Actually, it went up. We can see it on the charts. So what was the action of Nifty after 22,200 price? It went up from this price. On 22,200, Nifty went up to 25,800, right? So what I'm telling you, after February 2025, once again Nifty gave you a chance. In March 2023, 2026, just after a year, it gave you a chance at 22,300. Right now, if it is at 22,300, what would be your recommendation to people, or what you can expect out of Nifty? From 22,200 level or 300 level, Nifty will go up or down? That's my question to you. Earlier, in the last year, from 22,200, Nifty went up. You observed the action of the price. Now I'm asking you, if you watch price somewhere around 22,200 or 300, what you can think of Nifty? It will go up or down? Means it will get up. Yes, exactly. It will go up. Why? Because whenever this price comes into market, generally we have seen market goes up. So most of the people think rules exactly which are written in the books, but let me tell you, some things changes with the time. Market is dynamic. Stock market is very dynamic. It changes every moment. You know, things change every year, but stock market changes every moment. Sometime in just the blink of an eye. You know what happened to silver? Everyone is well aware about the prices of silver. आपको पता है सिल्वर कहां से कहां गई और वापस कहां आ गई? Does anyone know about it? Anyone? Silver aware about it? From 70,000 in 6 months, from 70,000, silver literally boomed to what levels? Let me show you the chart of silver. See, I have very much interest into the prices. You can come up to me and discuss all day about the prices of things. I can never get tired of this. So let me show you silver. Just a while. Silver, here it is. Okay. No worries. I feel there is some issue with the website. No worries. We can keep it for the next class, silver. Let's continue with the Nifty. No worries. So what I'm trying to tell you is history repeats itself. That's written in the books. But let me change it for you. Like markets are modern, so rules should always be modern. So what's the modern rule? What's the modern assumption? History repeats itself, but not exactly in the same manner. What has changed? History actually repeats itself, but not exactly in the same manner. So what happens is most of the people think like if prices reverse from 22,200 to 24,500, they think for the very next time Nifty will come to 22,200 and will again move to 25,400. It doesn't happen exactly like that. Sometimes will Nifty will go 100 points more down and then will head towards up. So sometimes history does not react exactly in the same way. Let me tell you, if I have to ask you, like, can you predict the month when we can expect a good rainfall in India? Can you predict a month when we can expect a good rainfall in India? What are the months? So some will say, sir, July, some will say August. But you know, sometimes what happens is rainfall occurs in September, and sometimes rainfall occurs in June. So you can't predict the future exactly based on the past. Future will always be different, but you can get a pretty good idea what will happen next in the market based on the historical analysis of market. So in this particular session, I needed to tell you how market works. I discussed only one asset class today, that was Nifty 50. And I have shown you the example, how history repeats itself. Let me show you one more example. Are you well aware of the company named as Reliance Industries? How many of you are well aware of Reliance Industries? Write down yes in the chat box. We are well aware. Reliance Industries. Let's search for Reliance Industries. Let me show you the same thing in Reliance Industries as well, so you can get a better idea how things work, how technical analysis works in the market, how price will help you make money in the market. Price reflects everything. Price is basically a reflection. Same way your personality is the reflection of what you do. If someone works out, so that person is visible, right? Different from others. So your personality is somehow, it reflects what's going in the back. So same way, price is the personality of a stock. It reflects so many things about the stock, but you need to know how to get an idea about it. So let me tell you about Reliance. Let me show you a daily chart of Reliance. Can you see the chart of Reliance? Write yes in the chat box. Reliance, are you able to see the price of Reliance? Okay, let's continue. I'm talking about some dates and some prices. You need to write down what was the date and what was the price again, like Nifty. I'm making you do so many things today only to keep you active. And you need to be alert if you want to make money. Money comes from consciousness. That's the basic rule of money. Okay. Whoever is able to see the chart of Reliance on the screen, wrote down two things in the chat box. One is the price of Reliance. One is the price of Reliance. And the second is date of Reliance. You can see the price of Reliance in the right hand side in the black box, and date on which I'm showing you the price in the bottom of the screen in the black box only. So 1262.90 was the price, and what's the date? 8 June. Perfect. So how does price acted after this? On 8th June, the price was somewhere around 1262. From there, price went down to 1258 and then it got up. From 1258 on 8th June, it was 1258. Reliance share price on 8th June was 1265. Then it went to 1258 on 10th June. And on 17th June, can you check out the price on 17th June, just after 7 days? What's the price of Reliance? Write down again. What's the price now? 1332. How many points up? Almost 70 points up, 70 to 75 points up. In how many days? Just 7 days. So let me tell you once again, on 28th July, Reliance came down. And what was the price of Reliance on this date? What was the price of Reliance on this date, this particular date? Can you check? It was 1267. How price acts from this line? Can you check the past, little past? What does price X from this particular dotted line on the screen? It goes up from this line or it goes down from this line? It goes up, right? So on 10th June, from 10th June to 17th June, it went up 80 points. On 28th July, it again gave you the chance. I'm just talking 10 days back, right? I'm not showing you the very old data of the market. I believe in talking about present, because present will only make you money. Past will give you depression and future will give you anxiety. And present is always a gift to us. So we are focusing on a present market situation. So on 28th July, Reliance again came to this level of 1250. So whenever Reliance came to 1250, my mind triggers, sir, buy this stock, this will again move to 1350. And it finally went up on 28th July. And today's price is, how much is the price today? 1330. In just 10 days, Reliance is again 60 to 70 points up. This is how history repeats itself. Does history repeat itself in the same manner? No, not always in the same manner. It will never exactly repeat in the same manner, because if it will repeat in the same manner, then everyone will be able to make money out of the market, and big players and institutions don't want people to make that easy money out of the market. They want intelligent people, people who are good with analysis skills. They only want that kind of people to make money out of market. So most of the people think I'll buy and hold a stock and that will make me a millionaire. I don't feel. If you'll buy a wrong stock, that can never make you a millionaire. You can wait for 20 years, 50 years, or maybe 60 years down the line. It can never give you money. Money comes from analysis. Every business is concerned with analysis. So this is how basically technical analysis works. Technical analysis is all based on charts. charts help you analyze stocks in a very better way, in a much more simpler way compared to all other studies. Sir, will you? Yeah, definitely we'll discuss about Bank Nifty. What you can do, Unnati, if you really want to know about Bank Nifty, simply you can do is in tomorrow's class, you can come up with some analysis of Bank Nifty. You can open the daily chart of Bank Nifty and you can tell me some of the levels. Sir, I feel from this level, Bank Nifty gone up. So can we predict like from this level again it will go up? You can come up with some analysis and we can definitely discuss, because we are here to discuss everything you have interest in. My class or my discussion depends on your interest. I don't have predefined topics for my class. My topic of interest and your topic of interest should always be making money out of stock market. That should be the common motive. Okay, so I hope everything is clear to you all. You know what, even my introduction is, I had a very long introduction for myself as well, but it ended in one line. So I'll give you my remaining introduction in tomorrow's class. Sir, what one golden advice? I should make a reel for this, or I should tell you right now only? Sir, what one golden advice you give to beginner about market? Think long term. Think long term. If you can think long term, then market will be a money making machine for you. What happens is people lack only two things. That's why they are not able to make money in the market. One golden advice, that's my golden advice. Always have two things: patience and discipline. Patience and discipline will help you in life as well as market. See, I tell people, if you learn stock market, you will develop two skills. One is patience, the other one is discipline. And if you have these two skills, maybe you will not get successful in market, but you will definitely get successful in life. And how does patience, from where does patience comes from? Patience only comes from one thing, that you have, when you have knowledge, you have patience. So take proper knowledge about things before starting into anything. If you have knowledge, you will definitely have patience, and you are already into the journey of taking knowledge. By this, you will definitely develop patience, and discipline is something you need to keep with yourself. I'll tell you some more rules that will make you more disciplined. That's my only golden advice to you in the market. So if you have any questions, any doubts in today's class, we can discuss. We have a 2 minutes window for the questions. If you need to ask anything, you can ask me. Thank you for being the wonderful audience. You were very interactive during the class, and I'm hoping your same interest, even the more interest in the next class as well. Okay. So sir, how you pick up stocks to analyze? So basically, if you are a beginner in the market, my basic recommendation to you, just go on Google and search for Nifty 50 stocks and Nifty next 50 stocks. That's the first homework for you. I do pick up stocks. The best way to pick up stocks is out of an index, because index is something that consists of stocks that are picked by geniuses of market. So that stocks are best. You can just go and write on Google the 50 stocks of Nifty 50 and the 50 stocks of Nifty next 50, and you can analyze their charts. Okay. Anything else? Any questions? Okay. So let's end for today.